Hey, thanks so much for joining us. How are you?
Great. Thanks so much for having us. It's great to be here.
QAnon, the search for Q, which has been my favorite thing of the most recent portion of the pandemic. When QAnon first came on the register for me, I dismissed it as just some idiots in their basement making up stories. I think I might have had it all wrong.
I think your reaction is probably like very common, right? Like it's the one that most of the US had when this was coming out and becoming something that you're like hearing about on, your social media feeds or in the news. And I think that was honestly the reason why Marley and I felt like we wanted to make a documentary like this. We wanted to meet people who actually believe it, and hear from them what are those beliefs. And that was just something that we couldn't really find out there.
To add to that I would say, like, looking into figuring out how, why it is that they believe these things, because on their face, I think you're right, Johnny, that it's, is so outlandish,
Right.
A lot of the claims that are made. And so really understanding, like, what is it that brought people into this? What was the appeal for them? And how did it become so much a part of daily life, so many Americans, right? And that's
Right.
where things got really actually deep, was the mechanisms by which it became so ingrained in our culture.
Yeah, and so, and the QAnon, these message boards, when did they start popping up? Because it seemed like they went from QAnon, not hearing about QAnon, to immediately thinking that that was the prevalent thought process of fringe Republicans.
The first Q drop happened on 4chan in October 2017, at the end of October. And so that sort of started really, at first it was a small group of people. It moved to 8chan pretty quickly. And over the course of 2018, it certainly, I think it took hold, and you started seeing more people on the message boards, but also more people, more of the messaging getting pushed out on mainstream platforms like Facebook and Twitter, and that really bringing in an entirely new group of people. And so that group was sort of motivated to go to the streets, and you started the summer of 2018 seeing Q signs and things at Trump rallies, and that's really where the shift, I think, in the Republican Party started.